Hey guys, what's up? Oh, sorry. There we go. Had to turn my light on. Hello, happy Sunday. Okay, being guided to drop lots of different stuff. The picture's looking a little fuzzy. We're just gonna go with it. Happy Sunday. I hope you're all doing fantastic. Today I am doing it's kind of interesting because this came in a couple days ago for me, and I was told not to share. Well, not told, but I was urged to actually share this message on Sunday. And I have to say that the timing is just so perfect. So, we're going to be doing, first of all, we've got some messages to share for this oracle. This is what I call a daily insight, which means it's timeless, which means that when you find this, it is perfect, perfect for you. Okay. So, here we go. Channeled message. Archangel Raziel and Archangel Sandalphon coming together for this particular oracle. And the first message that I heard was somewhere over the rainbow, dreams really do come true. Ooh, I got all the feels on that. And then we've got clarity and oneness and magic leading to abundance, one with your authentic self. So let's jump into this oracle. We've got some pretty mega cards coming forward for this. Hey, girl, what's up? All right. So we've got the ancestors coming on both sides, okay? We also have the Mahabharata with the Ascended Masters and the Archangels. So this is really going to be spectacular. We're going to be creating this structure right here, okay? And so let's go ahead and get into it, okay? I'm expecting there's like this, I feel a surprise. I feel like something's just gonna drop. So let's see what happens. You look very angelic today. Thank you, my friend. I've washed all the euro off me. I've been working so much on the food truck. It feels good to put on a dress and just to kind of not put my hair up in a hair tie. It's going to be a lovely Sunday. I'm so excited. Okay, so we're going to get started with the animal dreaming. The Aborigines want to come forward. Okay, so these are my Australian Down Under cards. And it's always like, the Aborigines. So we've got the ancestors coming forward with a story for us. So we're going to go ahead and do a couple shuffles. Actually, we're doing 9 shuffles because there's some clarity that wants to come in. Okay, so let's start with the bowerbird. So this is just going to get us into the mindset of what we're doing here. Now, the bowerbird is really powerful because it's creating a nest. And what it does is it's attracted to things that are blue. So it goes out and grabs all these things that are blue and it creates this nest, okay? And it's referred to as a dowry. Now, a dowry back in the day is something that you would, save up for marriage, right? So, the number 6, specifically number 42 here, which is really kind of talking about structure collaboration. Okay, so I feel like you're gathering these ingredients, okay, these ingredients to, and there's this integration going on, okay, there's almost like this create while you wait feeling. I keep getting this, there's just something ambiguous right now. So it's very interesting. I've been feeling this way since this oracle came through. Okay. All right. How can we focus on our breath? How can we focus on play? It's so interesting that it's so fuzzy today, but I think that's just part of what wants to come through, I guess. Okay, so we have the number 31. We have this momentum, okay, finding balance with the one, really kind of following our instincts is what I'm getting here. Really kind of going, getting a pattern, the ebb and the flow, really kind of finding the breath. The dolphin always talks about the sacred breath. There is a direction here, though. Okay, so look at this direction. It's pretty fast moving. I do like that we have the structure of four here and this balance. So it's like from this new structure, we're getting a new beginning. This is going to the east. Okay, going to actually, when I look at the card, it's going to the west. So there's this healing going to the west. It's got all this, and it's pointing towards the blowhole. Okay. So what are we coming down? What needs to be? I'm really feeling the heat actually, which is interesting because we have the dolphin there. So it seems like there's something that wants to go through the blowhole. Oh, and I'm being told to look on the other side. Okay. It's like what's coming up, that balance there. What are we seeing? What are we seeing through the mask? Okay. How are we collaborating with the magic that's around us? And how are we finding the ebb and the flow and understanding how to go? Look at, I'm rhyming. Okay, the Cursuary. Here's another number 6. How are we keeping ourselves in balance? Taking the steps one after another. And with that golden crown, it just kind of tells me, I am really feeling the heat. I've got to take my sweater off. I am definitely feeling it. So, and it's so funny, I can't get my sweater off. Okay, this is all coming up with purpose. So hold on, I'm going to grab my pendulum. I'm feeling the heat. Is that from the oracle? Something's being burned away. Yeah, something's being burned away. I love it. Okay. So that was number 3. Number 4. We're changing tracks. Look at this. Wow. Look at this. Again, we cut to the magpie. And it's like, here we've got a number 9. Here's a 5. So it's like heal and shift. Look at the pictures here. Do you see like this going down, this mask? And this reminds me of going down, but also notice there's this separation in both. It's like what I mean is what I'm getting movement on is how we go down to grab something and to come up. Your eyes are wide open here. The ancestors are giving you vision. But on this side, also the ancestors are giving you vision. This is happening a lot at night. We're getting ready to change tracks. Very interesting. And I'm hearing the word steer. Steer. So I'm feeling motion. So it's really the first message I'm getting is easier to steer your car when it's in movement, okay, than it is to start it. Nights are very active indeed. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that. Feeling it in the morning, especially, right? Something's got us hung up, right? Something's got us hung up. This is what we're talking about. How can we follow our sonar, our instincts? How can we know that when we're ready to fly? This is so interesting. A rebirth process, but it's like we're not ready to fly yet. Okay, it's like I'm really feeling with this oracle. There's just something so ambiguous. I really am feeling it. And I really am feeling, I don't want to say so much yet because it feels like I'm tiptoeing. You know what I'm saying? And so let's just keep going. But yeah, it feels okay. Here's Nshinda, number 44. Something is auspicious, something that we've been dealing with. Something that maybe we don't want to look at exactly, but maybe it's time. And so the Nshinda always talks about the ability to roll, the ability, and when I say that, the ability to roll is by not putting up our defenses, by realizing she's all about, in this oracle, she's all about personal protection, right? And the Ashinda was kind of created, and I'm being reminded, gosh, my stomach's a little upset. This is so interesting, you guys. The Ashinda, I'm being reminded about how, take it as it comes, okay? But the Anshinda has a very unique reproductive process, and in fact, the male has like a corkscrew, okay? And so there's this healing at hand. I am feeling it, really for the feminine, okay, for the divine feminine, and it's like it doesn't feel so good, okay? Hey, what's up? Mine's been upset since yesterday. Yeah, I could feel it. Okay. So, cleansing at hand. Collaborate with the healing, my friends. Okay. Collaborate with the healing and be ready to jump forward at a moment's notice. This is the ambiguous. I feel there's a surprise. Hearing, pop goes the weasel. There's that magpie again. How can we look with our eyes wide open, understanding that maybe at one time, you know what I'm getting here? Okay, it's so interesting because I'm getting in my mind's eye like a masquerade. There's a masquerade, like a masquerade ball, but it's time to take the mask off and reveal who you are and to see who the rest of the posse is. Wow. Just want to check in. I just want to, is this, am I in the right ballpark here? Okay, I am. And is this message from Archangel Sandalphon? Okay, so this is the message that we're feeling, Archangel Sandalphon. Um, Big energies, right? But it's like at the same point in time, it's time to, and it's so funny because now I'm getting that Zorro, right? So we did this oracle about Zorro and about how that was stepping into this hero journey, but now it's time to reveal, to take our masks off. Okay, let's keep going. This is very, very interesting. Okay, so we've done 5. Okay, we've done 5. 4 more. So we're getting clarity. Yeah, secret keepers. How can we be one with the magic? How can we be one with the magic, one with the healing? How can we go down and bring this energy up? And it is so crazy, but in my mind's eye, I am seeing I think his name, let's just call him Phil from Hercules. And he's got that foam finger. That's what I'm seeing right now in my mind's eye. You're number one. You're number one. Are you on this hero's journey? Okay. Of course we all are, right? We're all on this journey. But there's something more here. Yeah. The magic is being highlighted here. And the magic is held between the sacral waters and the solar plexus. Okay. So this leather neck, right? Now, the messages are just flooding in. And look at this. The frog's on the other side, but just before I said leather neck, okay, that's what type of, this is the type of turtle here. And what I heard was, 42, 42, hike. Are you going for a touchdown? Is it a Hail Mary? It's like there's this current. And as we're looking at the water, I'm getting a message. The water, the land, it doesn't matter. Your home is always where your heart is. And look at what's right below here. Frog mouth. So, and then look, I mean, this is just the cut, but I mean, the cards keep coming back up. They're the same cards. There's the magpie. Okay, so we're going to keep going, but there's definitely, okay, I've got goosebumps. Okay, we're starting to kind of get into something here. Football, going for a touchdown. Oh my gosh. The red kangaroo, okay? I'm hearing, I love my good and plenty, because in times of plenty, this kangaroo is very abundant, okay? Able to produce and able to not only have a joey on the outside, okay? So one project on the outside, another in its pouch, and even can manifest when in times of abundance. And remember the message here, clarity and oneness and magic leads to abundance of your authentic self. Okay? So in times of abundance, you're able to even manifest another birth. Okay? So there's this triple threat here that I'm feeling. And look what is there again. Okay, I cut the magpie. She keeps showing her face. The frog mouth. Look at this. I shuffled, you guys. This is so crazy. Okay, so we're just going to keep going. Definitely some clarity is coming. 1212 on my, just notice on my phone, 1212, which is a 3 and a 3. Balance and balance. Two sides. Teeter totter. This is all just coming through. Okay. Are we at cut number 8? Wow. Okay. So here we go. Cut number 9. Nicoletta, we were just talking about eucalyptus. Wow. So this is the koala. The koala eats all of its diet in eucalyptus. Okay. So amazing. The number 23 coming up here, the inner journey. Look at this. Look at this beautiful symbol here. Okay. The inner journey. And what I'm seeing here is how we can go all the way down. In that center here is that treasure chest, that place maybe where the masquerade. I'm seeing a treasure chest, and we go down. And what's interesting is I'm immediately being reminded of this chest at my aunt's house that had all these costumes in it. Okay. And so it's like I'm feeling this movement. We're going through this treasure chest, trying to find, and it's like I'm getting things flown over. This is so interesting, you guys. It really, really is. But you know, the and there's this knot. Okay, I want to highlight this knot in the tree. There's this knot in the tree, and it's right here, right in front of us. Okay. I feel like there's something, and to me, it almost looks like, look at this. Oh my gosh. I am definitely seeing like a crocodile. Wow. Okay. So interesting. Clarity. What's lurking? What's lurking around us, and we don't even notice it. Okay, so we're getting some clarity here. Now, earlier we've got the couscous. Okay, so this is where we're gonna start. Now, what I love here is a couple things. First of all, in our shuffles, we saw the possum, and the couscous is a type of possum. Okay, but it's the white possum. I also love the number 13, which is really giving me stellar gateway, the pearl, renewal, victory, growth. Okay. It's like we've changed tracks and we're going exactly where we're meant to be. This couscous versus the one earlier is really standing in its power. Okay. It's not hanging from its tail, it's not playing dead. It's really front and center. So it's like we're really being shown front and center. Okay. Let's see. Koala riding a crocodile. Yeah. Hanging on to the wrong people, things. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. So interesting. All right. So let's go. We've got 3 cards here. We're talking about the pineal gland chakra. Okay, so whenever we talk about the pineal gland chakra, for anybody that's not familiar, we're talking about right here. Okay, and always the word that we talk about here is clarity. That's the word that always comes in. The angels always say pineal gland is all about clarity. Okay. Now, as I'm talking about that, I am feeling this and I'm feeling this magenta color. Okay. Magenta is this blending of the root chakra and the pineal gland. So this is really kind of telling me, and doesn't this make sense? Archangel Sandalphon, okay, who wants us to keep our feet on the ground and our heads in the clouds. And it's like, as we're doing that, there is this healing at hand. And this magenta color always talks about the ability to unlock hearing, intuition. Okay, so it's this color that runs here. And as we see the eyes with the ancestors, okay, what's different about this guy, all the other eyes I showed you were red, but this is seeing with your own eyes. And doesn't it look like a cat's eye? I think it's important to start here with the couscous. I really do. I'm feeling Lemurian. I'm feeling uh, Venus energy here. Okay, I really am. And it feels so deep. Okay, I feel like we're going deep. I'm hearing like Star Trek. We're going on a new frontier. Okay, and I just want to show you. Look what's on bottom. Look what's next. Okay, so we just came off the snake, okay, the energy of the snake. So it's just kind of interesting. 13, okay, 13, 14. It's the final countdown. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun. Okay. So we've got this final countdown. We're at this masquerade ball. We're looking for our outfit. Okay. It's like we've got a lot going on here. But the couscous definitely wants to talk about calmness, classified as one of the 7 principal sins. Ooh, according to Christian belief, sloth. And that's what this is, sloth. Okay. This is really deep because as soon as I said sloth, I immediately was taken to one of the original fallen, okay, one of the fallen angels named Bizbuz, okay, which often talks to me about sloth, about overindulgence. Interesting. It denotes opposition to labor or physical exertion of any sort. Some see it as nothing more than a lack of caring. In everyday terms, the description may be attributed to those within a community who decide not to participate in making society a better place for all, exhibiting the attitude of, why should I? Followed by the comment, they have never done anything for me. They fail to see the advantage of trying instead of opting to divert their energy into other things. Unlike the South American sloth, whose dreaming is superficially described above, couscous imparts a sense of calm rather than lethargy. There's definitely a difference. It endorses approaching life at a pace that suits and not rushing unnecessarily into making decisions that could later seem rash. Couscous says that Couscous says that to take it slow, purposeful steps is a surefire way to ensuring a long, safe, bountiful trip. He advocates embarking optimistically on life's journeys with a clear view of your destination. Okay? It is the way of the couscous to tackle all tasks with a sense of calmness, even if it takes all day, To do something constructive, even though it may take a while, is far more better than doing nothing, or worse still, expecting someone else to do it for you, a tactic endorsed by the lazy sloth. All right, we're almost there. Cuckoos rejects idleness and believes that everything in life is worth considering, and if it is worth doing well. Although Cuckoos outwardly rebuffs the notion of physical exertion, he does apply solid effort when tackling new projects. Although his eagerness and his enthusiasm may appear wanting to be incidental onlooker, the truth is he never jumps on board immediately or pushes anything away without first pondering the pros and the cons. He takes his time and contemplates the best plan of attack. Then he commits sooner or later. Cuckoo suggests approaching all tasks little by little. We were getting step by step, like moving a mountain one grain of sand at a time, or eating an elephant. How do you eat an elephant? I just heard. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Being a sloth, I'm not really sure why someone wanted to eat an elephant, but I'm just mentioning that. Being a sloth gets you nowhere fast. Putting effort into doing nothing takes just as much energy as initiating the first steps forward. Cuckoo's dreaming affirms that there is an explicit distinction between laziness and carefulness, or sloth and calmness, with neither to be mistaken for the other. So I love that this is coming up. And the number 13, and I'm getting the dolphin as we sink into our breath, as we catch our breath, as we renew, as we release and let go, we really take the steps to not repeat some of the patterns, right? Okay, look at this. We don't want to repeat the patterns, we want to have growth. So it's all about the strong foundation. I feel the mousy. Yeah, I was feeling that mousy too. The couscous looks like a little demonic to me. Ooh, the cat's eye, which is really interesting because with the cat's eye, um, it's like, are we seeing things? This is what I'm getting. This ambiguity around us, and I think it's going to come to the forefront. But as we see with the cat's eye, it's like, is that your real eye? You know, it's kind of interesting because I've got a lot of different messages coming through. You know what? It is coming through. Related. Yesterday, I did opalite. I did opalite and I did pansy. And that we were definitely getting a message about discernment. What is imitation and what is real? This is really coming up so strongly, okay? So the Aborigines are like, take a look at the story. How does it resonate? Okay? So we're getting a past, we're getting a past, a present, and a future here, okay? So here we go. In the past, we've got the number 43. We're keeping this renewal. We're keeping this couscous, okay? And as I'm saying couscous, immediately, I'm getting so many messages here, you guys. You know what's immediately coming through on the couscous is the Emperor's New Groove, okay? I love that synergy. I'm really feeling this. And the Emperor's New Groove, his name was Couscous, okay? And how he saw only from biggering his land. But by the end of the movie, he saw things in a different light because of one of, I would say, a guide really that kind of helped him. So it's like we're growing into something. The snake is talking about something, and so is that mouse. I agree. It's all talking about growing into something, and really stretching before we really know where we're at. So, how can we really keep an eye? Okay. How can we keep an eye and follow the steps? Look at this, you guys. This is what's on bottom 13, 14, 2, 3. How can we follow the steps? And what I am getting here so much, I'm just laughing, okay? I'm laughing. Why? Because the next card is the number 11, aligning to the leather neck. And look at this. I'm going backwards, okay? Look at this. Look at all these steps, okay? So you've been following all these steps, and this is just another step. It's a time of renewal. I'm hearing balance with the one, see things in a different perspective, okay? Now, with the cat's eye, we're going to put this back. Look at 33, 34. We align to something new. Then we have a transformation. 3, 2. Now we've got 14. Are you seeing the steps? Okay. There's a lot of steps here. And as we went all the way back to that number 34, which showed itself in the cards, we come back and start with the number 43, the mirror, the going down with the wombat, okay, going all the way down to the bottom, getting, and really kind of finding our way back. Okay, here's those antlers of that steer, and it's like we're going down through those antlers from what we're receiving. We're going all the way down, really kind of wiggling all the things out that don't serve us. Okay, we really want to make sure we're being grounded. So here we've got the magic coming in, the structure and balance, okay? So this is what's coming in the past. We've really been having this gentle aggression with ourselves. We've really been following the magic. We're grounding it in, right? And we're really kind of pushing things out. That's what the wombat does. He also feeds on the carry-on. So a lot of you that find your way here are definitely transmuters. You've been transmuting a lot, okay? And so this is talking about something, and I feel something new about to rise. Look at that. 7-11, take me to heaven is literally what I'm hearing. The thylacine, okay? 7 and 38 is a vibration of 11. And that 38 has come up in so many special ways as we find balance with our imagination, as we find a different way, a different perspective. As the couscous, the emperor gets his new groove. Okay? And this is so relevant to this Piscean moon. Your emperor, how can your emperor get a new groove and see growth in a different way? From the bottom up rather from the top down, okay? So when I say the top down, I'm getting the emperor. I'm getting like his crown, okay? So this is so lovely what's coming in, okay? It really is. And the thylacine is really about that wisdom. And it's like, I always feel like buckle up, okay? You're being taken for a ride. And what's really interesting is like you're not seeing all the parts. And we are talking about your pineal gland. We're talking about getting clarity. Sometimes we see with the wounding. The ancestors are encouraging you to see with different eyes, okay? Different eyes. And what I do find really interesting as well is that this thylacine, the thylacine, I know he looks kind of evil a little bit. He's very closely related to the Tasmanian devil. In fact, he was very prevalent in Tasmania, but he was hunted and killed and gone extinct, actually. But many refer to this, and I've talked about this before, that the thylacine is like Bigfoot. There's been sightings, okay? But as we look at only the 3 legs here, okay, we see there's 3 legs here. It's like we don't have the full. We're getting the rump again, okay? Look at on both of these. We're still getting the rump. There's something about that. Okay, the third card. From 38, this is the future. So here we are in the present in the thylacine. And what I'm getting with the thylacine, and then, okay, 28, look at this. There's a cycle. We're being pulled backward. We're being pulled down. We're being pulled back. Why? Because the crow talks about universal law. The crow talks about that all that you have lost, no matter how it's been taken, okay? And I'm feeling that taken for some of you, feeling like it was taken from you, feeling like you were hunted, feeling like feeling like maybe you don't believe in yourself, maybe that others don't believe in you, seeing things in a different light from others, working really hard not to show the scars, the battles, all the different ways. I'm seeing lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. These are the stripes that you've earned, okay? This is the feeling of being hunted. Look what's right here. Look what's right here. Do you see that brow? Do you see it right here? What we've been talking about, the pineal gland, the crow. Do you see it, you guys? I want to show you. I see it and I love it. Look at his brow and look at this. The crow is coming in to put things, universal law, okay, is what the crow speaks about here. The ability to travel in between timelines, the ability to alchemize, the ability to make things right, okay? Everything always comes into balance. I want you to think about the 12 laws. What's really coming up right now is the law of balance, which means that if you felt out of balance, okay, because I feel like you have, if you felt out of balance, as we're getting this tripod, not really seeing the whole picture, right? Really kind of not getting that clarity. And with this crow, it's like we're in a cycle. It's so funny. I was just telling Nicoletta, today's numerology is a 10. Okay, so here we have a 10. How can we allow a new beginning? How can we allow universal law? How can we allow that which is to rise up to balance all, is what I'm feeling. And this is kind of the energy that I'm getting related to everything right here. Okay, so there's more here though. I can feel it. There's more here. Yeah. In the past, we saw things through the eye of shadow. In the present, we're seeing things from an ancestral point of view. We're seeing things from a bigger point of view, which is really important, because as you see things from a bigger point of view, as you look in the mirror, okay, of your ancestors, it really puts things in perspective, because really we're being pulled back in a lot of ways to actually balance out not only for yourself, but that of your ancestry. This is what I'm feeling. So the crow has a special message. Is that what you want me to read from? Yeah. And the crow is seeing through the eyes of its own power. As we talk about, look at all these colors coming in, okay? So what I'm feeling here, it's so interesting, is we're kind of building, look at this, it's building on each other, and this is meant for purpose. This is what's on bottom, seeing that cat's eye, okay? But what's here is that shadow, and what I'm getting here, the black eyes, okay, which is giving me the Earth Star chakra, being in the dirt, then rising and seeing things from the root chakra point of view, okay? I'm getting that Egyptian timeline, of course, there. And now we're really building on it. Look at, we've got the number 13 in between. This is what's in between, the renewal, stepping into that power, cat's eye. As I keep saying cat's eye, what I keep getting is, I have to get it. Hold on, I have to get it. Cat's eye. That's what this is. Okay? This is what cat's eye is. I know it pairs really well with carnelian. Okay? Um, and what I'm feeling here is a fairy ring. So isn't this so interesting? I'm getting so many different messages. Okay? So cat's eye, fairy ring. The emperor gets a new groove. Wow. I've been feeling it so much, you guys, that there's this alchemy happening in the fairy world. Okay? Because you know how some people say there's good fairies and bad fairies. And it's like at the same point in time, it's like I feel this has a lot to do with this Venetian energy. Okay? So let's keep going. Let's keep going. I feel like there's a message here in the crow, though. So we are going to read it because the crow stands for different things at different times. But I think this is very powerful because the crow is the creature of the void. It is believed to exist in the past, the present, and the future simultaneously. And in many ways, you are doing the same. Okay? So it's not about making a distinction between right and wrong, but it's about the existence of both and choosing the lessons and the choice for yourself. According to legend, the crow appears. She is challenging our perceptions while daring us to follow her deep into the void, into our consciousness, to strengthen our principle and our relationship with spirit. She encourages us to seek the wisdom found in the inner silence, to ponder our actions and reactions to life. So, just throughout this whole reading, it's all about going within. It's all about getting your eye, your view, trusting your spark. And as I keep talking about the cat's eye, what keeps coming back is to not focus on the wound, okay? Because a lot of times when we're talking about the cat's eye, I'm feeling the lion, which is kind of ironic because it's coming forward today, is there's this story of the lion and the mouse, if you will, and how it has this wound and how it just can't function. It only focuses on the wound and on the pain, and how something so small, the fairy, your magic, can come in and remove the wound. Wow, very beautiful. My stomach is upset again. So as I'm getting this sacred, I was hearing sacred circle, okay? Your sacred circle. And I'm feeling this seatbelt around your waist. And look at, there's a gap here. So what are we giving our power away? How can we align with our imagination? How can we not fight? How can we see things from a different point of view and really go for the wisdom so that we can balance out, universally speaking, on all timelines? Okay, hold on, there's still more here. I didn't need to close the book. Okay, if the crow is flown into your cards today, and this is what's up and coming, listen to your instincts and act upon them in a way that honorably serves your purpose. Treat others as you would like to be treated. Never expect others to do what you should do yourself, and never act in a way that may cause harm to another. Breaking these simple rules will see the strong arm of spiritual law slam down the karmic hammer. And so really there's this huge lesson here. Okay, I feel there's this ambiguity, there's this coming together, okay, to really wrap up this cycle and allow this new beginning. So it's like we have our energies in one side of closing up something, and then we have this new beginning. And so there's this ambiguity, this place where we don't have much clarity, right? So let's keep going. The ancestors definitely have us thinking, okay? Definitely. I'm definitely like, okay, I'm feeling you. All right. But the Mahabharata wants to talk about your heart chakra, okay? So we're going to talk about our heart chakra now. First, we're talking about pineal gland, now our heart chakra, and pretty soon our root chakra. which this is really kind of the message that goes back to the snake. Okay, so for those of you that find yourself here at this time, or whenever you find yourself here, I want you to go back to the snake oracle. You'll find it in my live. It's from a new moon, okay, which is at this time we have all these energies, okay. But I want you to go back in there because it's literally the same idea: the root chakra, the heart chakra, and the pineal gland, the red and the purple, and the green transforming to the pink, working with the ancestors. Okay, so it's just like this combination. So if you haven't found those messages, you want to go back. Or maybe you had more than one snake. So maybe it's like time to stretch into the wisdom of the other snake. Okay, um, there's definitely what do they call it when the snake it like leaves its there's definitely a rebirth. Okay, it's like stretching its skin, and much the same way you're doing the same. There's that elephant, there's that 10. How can we stomp in and take action? How can we take action and run in and be aggressive for ourselves to really wrap this up? Okay, is what I'm feeling. Definitely feeling that. This is really talking about alchemy, okay? The masters are talking about alchemy. There's this auspicious time right now to really kind of see things in a new light, okay? Yes, to feel those desires, to root in those desires. Are we dancing with the universe? Are we getting the balance? As we see, the number 3 talks all about balance, but it's like as we are loyal to ourselves, loyal to our healing, here we have the number 13 again. The number 13, talking about that couscous, the emperor getting its new groove. Very interesting. Okay. Okay, I got goosebumps. Okay, so we're getting in the right department. We're going to dig this out, you guys. And there it is. Third shuffle. There it is. From the 10 to the 1. Okay? So we saw the Ascended Masters are telling you, watch the progression here. We got the 10, which is that elephant coming in, those tusks really coming in and being aggressive, okay, is the story of what that elephant does. And this is like the holy grail. You've got your hands literally on something so powerful. This new beginning. It's a matter of you seizing the moment, trusting your intuition, especially around this full moon, this whole full moon cycle. Okay, it's a cycle, 30 days. All right. And do you know, I was sharing with my friends, Nicola, I was sharing with you. Yeah, she just put it there. Again, 2037 with that striped animal. Okay, I was just about to say, Nicoletta, we were talking about that. My friend, Shamanic Insights, she's amazing, you guys. You can follow her. She's of the light and totally amazing. And we were just talking about that this blue moon that we're in right now, the energy, the portal of that blue moon just closed. So it's like all the energy, the scattered energy is really kind of calming down. We want to be one with this integration. That's what's really going to allow that magic, right? Really kind of sit down, pull and go within, right? See our eyes, look at this. Really get into that spark, our own creative spark, heart centered. But yes, this next blue moon is not going to come until 2037. So we have this energy that you can capitalize on, okay? That you can capitalize on. And so it does feel like a very auspicious, I keep saying auspicious. I really don't even know what auspicious means. I'm going to be honest. But there's this time, we're going to have to read this, to be loyal to yourself. It's time to rack up this cycle. I'm feeling the energies are ideal. ideal. Okay, so let's go ahead and see to build that tree, to get the shift, to have the shelter. And the tree really talks about you, okay? Really talks about you and your growth. And here we are moving into, there's different cycles for the tree. And that's what's being highlighted here. Okay, I just want to show. I know it's hard to see today, so I'm going to try and show. Look at all these branches coming down and around the trunk here, okay? It's kind of hard to see, but there's this energy going on up at the top. Energy going on. I see so much, you guys, in this tree, in the crown, okay? So as I'm looking at this shift, the shelter, okay? I want to take a look at this card because I've never really read it before. But I feel like there's all these energies. I feel splintering. And this is really interesting because when I'm looking at this tree, maybe if I back it up, I see so many different images in this tree. I'm sorry, I'm going to put I know that's not helping. Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. Do you see all those images? It almost looks like there's a battle here. This is the crown of the tree, okay? The crown. So the emperor is getting a new groove, a new crown, okay? Yeah, auspicious. Let's take a look-see. So number 5 is what's on bottom. So that's going to be talking about, it's called a Virata, okay? During the exile of the Pandavas, the king of the Virata kingdom provided shelter for them. It is at Virata that they spent the 13th and final year of their exile in concealment, thereby fulfilling the pledge they made at the time of their exile. The Pandavas assumed various disguises and successfully warded off the spies secretly when Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra, please forgive me. The Sanskrit word for Virasta means majestic. Wow. When this card appears, it means that when you feel as if all is lost, there is no path open to you, or feel abandoned, something opens up to provide shelter. Help and resources appear when needed, like a roof over your head, a meal to satisfy your hunger. Other meanings include restoration, sustenance, rejuvenation, recuperation, renewal, protection, unwinding body and spirit, and feeling welcome, refreshing your tired spirit and obtaining a fresh perspective, finding peace and solace, or discovering a sanctuary, a refuge, hospitality, a home, or a haven. You may discover an escape from a tough situation, an alternative remedy or path that accommodates and insulates you from danger. Wow. Okay. And what's going to lead you to this? Okay. What's the magic? The next card, the magic, 7 in between, is love. Being in one with cooperation. Look at how she's straightening out her crown. Okay? So it's like, this is what I'm feeling. Yeah, I see a lot of things in this tree. And as we're talking about this tree, this is really where my journey began. My journey began in a tree, and in many ways, it's still with the tree. Okay? And in many ways, as we get the tree, we got that in the couscous as well, right? Look at that tree, specifically the pine tree. Today, we're talking this morning with Nicoletta and my friends about the eucalyptus tree. So what kind of tree is talking to you, because I have been getting with a lot of people that I'm working with that many have a portal open in their tree, an initiation. Okay, just take it as it comes. I want to make sure. Is it okay to speak about this? Okay. I know I might be sounding a little crazy, but you're going to go ahead and talk to your angels and guides. Is there a portal open in a tree by you? My angels are telling me yes, there is. And this portal is opened up so that you can go deep down into the roots. The mighty oak, yes. Okay. And it's like as many trees there are, I'm hearing as many of us there also are trees. How beautiful. And we have this sacred commitment to the trees, right? As we talk about our spirituality and we talk about the dolphins coming in my mind's eye about the breath and the sacred sanctuary of the breath, the exchange between the trees and to us. When I first awakened, I was opening these portals in the trees, and I will tell you, it's definitely part of my ascended master path, okay? Which is not an easy path, okay? And it is full of choice. And why do we take this path? To go full circle, to evolve, to see things from a different perspective. Okay? Um, so what's really coming together here is this, it's like more about this initiation. So let's find out these three cards. I was saying what was happening when I was opening the portal in the trees, kind of a long story, but I had been psychically attacked, okay? Which I'm going to use that loosely because in a lot of ways I feel is like the best thing that ever happened to me. But basically I had an energy with a thorn in my third eye, okay? And I was in this moment that I was relying on somebody else, and maybe I wasn't as discerning as I should have been. See how all things go back around? Maybe I wasn't as discerning with the person that helped me out, but I had somebody help me out. This literally happened on Pentecost, and I couldn't do anything until after midnight, and I could feel these really dense energies. Okay, I'm sorry, it's a personal story. So I kept seeing these trees. I kept seeing these line of trees, and I kept seeing all these pine trees. Okay, I've seen them many, many times in my awakening process. Okay, and I had this insight to go to the tree in this moment. So I went to the tree, and as I'm kind of hugging the tree innocently, I'm leaning like I've got my third eye is on the tree, and my arms are around the tree. All of a sudden, a portal opens in the tree, and I feel my fairy self goes in and gets cleansed and then bounces out the other side. Okay. So there's definitely something about the tree. But what I learned, full circle, is that I didn't close that portal because I didn't know what I was doing. And so maybe in a lot of ways, this is coming up with you. Okay. As I look back at the ancestors saying, there's this gentle aggression, really kind of learning about the magic as we align to the wisdom. Okay. And we find that all that has been lost in the process comes back to us in a new form. As the emperor gets the new groove, we find the shelter when we least expect it. As we undo what was done, we find when we go back through that that there is this newness, there is this revelation, if you will. Ooh, revelation. Yes. The nectar of the gods coming forward, the healing at hand. This is under that gentle aggression, okay? That gentle aggression of the wombat as we transmute, as we see with the eyes of shadow and transmute what we see, okay? This is really talking about the ascended master path, the ascended master holding the vibration for the highest, right? Why? For evolution. So really seeing and alchemizing in the dark, bringing the light forward, and I'm hearing to guide others. This is the nectar that's coming forward, okay? For those of you that find yourself here. Now, this is so interesting because this is under the thylacine, okay? The thylacine, of course, is a 38. This is the alignment that we're at present. And here we have a number 8. How can we balance our ambition? How can we have an ambition that I'm feeling the heat? I'm actually feeling it really much right here. Okay. That means pockets of anger, like pockets of judgment, pockets of separation. How can we be ambitious? Yes. But how can we align to imbalance and not with the wound? How can we remember that it takes both oars, left and right? Inspired action, authentic. She's got her authentic shirt on. She's basking through the water. She's staying above the emotion. She's pulling this energy. The wind's blowing in her hair. Okay. And it's like, as we're getting all this energy, it's like, look at, you've just crossed this barrier. But I want you to take a closer look. Wow, do I see the serpent here? I really do. And it's like she's not turning around. We're not meant to turn around. You're not going that way. We're not going that way. So if you keep turning around, do you ever hear when you keep turning around, it's hard to move forward? Okay. If you're always going to the left, if you're only receiving, and not taking action, if you're going to spin in circles, you're going to spin in a circle and you're going to take a look right back at what? The wounds. The wound. Okay. And so what we're getting here is, how can we tighten up that space here? How can we stand in our power? How can we believe and have faith that we have bypassed this particular activation? How can we balance with the shift? And yes, have ambition, but not ambition because of judgment. Okay. I feel it so strongly because it's the judgment that maybe led us to make decisions that were not necessarily of our best to begin with. But we've been taken back. We're pulled back to see the potential of what could be. And what I mean that is when we go within and have the ambition from within, when we see with our eyes wide open. Keeping in perspective the wisdom of the thylacine, the wisdom of the ancestors, the wisdom of the Bigfoot, okay, is what I'm getting here. What I mean is, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. How can we act as if? I love that. I love that. And look at here. The sunflower. Okay, my husband just brought me this. It has this sunflower on it, which is so amazing because I literally just did for my ancestors. I did for myself, my ancestors, my husband's ancestors, and this is also coming up. How can we do not just for ourselves, but for our ancestry? How can we go deeper? How can we remember the emperor has a new groove? Why? Because it's not just for his thoughts. It's from the top down. How can we remember the roots? How can we include even the things beneath the surface that we don't see? And how that can help alchemize as we go down, so we see above, right? So it's like, even though on this tree we see these energies, I mean, I like see this mad face here. How are the roots? How can we go in with the shift and really see things from a different light? This is so interesting. I'm getting so many messages because I'm really feeling the meaning of oracle also coming forward. I'm getting, yeah, this is what I'm getting. I'm getting the runes, okay, which were brought forward by Odin. Odin, who sacrificed his eyes in the lower realms. Okay? So it's like, how can we look with our eyes wide open, is what I'm getting. And how can we bring up what and alchemize and bring that up so that we can manifest it? Okay? And this is what this is speaking about, these little blessings, the shift. The universe is going to go out of its way to show you. Okay? To give you choices. To give you choices, my friend. Look at this card. This is your future. The peacock here at the bottom, really standing in this royal power. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is so gorgeous. I just have to tell you, this is really the structures that I am building with this. This is like blowing my mind a little bit. Okay, literally, you guys. Do you see this girl? This girl of Babylon. Okay, that's what I see. She is not a sex slave. She is not stuck in the past. She has learned and gotten the wisdom. She's creating a new structure based on her choice. I love that I see the Cambaran. When I'm talking about the attunements, the structures I build, this is what I'm seeing. The gap, okay? The gap of what was being filled in with these attunements. I love that this sunflower came forward, sunflower and sunstone. Maybe you'll feel guided to grid it, okay? Maybe you can get some sunflowers. It talks about following the light, okay? Now, it doesn't mean that we and what we mean by that, okay? Because in my sacred structure, I love this. She's wearing this this headdress, okay? This is what I call the rosary structure. And what I love more than anything is, as you can see it over her head, this is coming forward for so much purpose. Thank you, honey. I love how the universe works, because it is made of sunstone and sunflower on the top, on the crown. So when you take the crown and you have sunstone and sunflower, you always follow the light. It doesn't matter what's trying to fight with you. It doesn't matter the wounds. It doesn't matter, because that's the universal law, my friends. We're not here to fight anymore. We've learned from that. We've learned that all we do in the fight is further separate. And so the ambition is not about the fight. The ambition is about the experience, the adventure. Okay? So gorgeous. And this is what, thank you, honey. Okay. And this is what gives you the choices. So what can we lose? Okay, because the peacock has these crystallized feathers, okay, and it shakes its feathers and it has all those eyes when it's fanned out, right? How can we give ourselves choices by really preserving our energy, really going within, really, do you see how she's just like all encompassed? And it's like, how can we lose that tail feather? You know, this is the masculine. So it's really talking about the masculine has this one, something to shake off, okay? Because it loses its feathers to grow a new one. The emperor is getting its new groove. The veil is thinning for you to see things in a different way, to see the structure, to see the paneling, the paneling. The paneling, the panels. Very interesting. Okay. I am loving this so much, but I'm still feeling this like something. Okay, there's something that I'm not getting. There's something missing. Yes, there's something missing. My angels are like, yes, keep going. Keep going. Okay. We just need perspective, I guess. So the archangels want to come in and teach us a little bit about what? About our root chakra, about what we're bringing in, about feeling safe, about feeling connected. Okay, so we've got the number 4 again. So as we talk about the choices, okay, the 4 and the 4 right in a row, it's like we're blessing our own way. You're making choices that are literally blessing your path. And I'm getting in the path for others. Okay? That's what you don't see yet. From as real to is real. How can we at one with our imagination? How can we let go of the wounds of the past, the sorcery of the past, and step into the magic of what is meant to be? How can we let go of the crows and the vultures and the shape shifting? And look at the llama there. Couscous. That's what he turns into, a llama. Okay? The Emperor's New Groove. Maybe we're meant to see that. Okay? So it's like as we're talking about all of those energies, what's really coming up is to fuel ourselves, to know that we've bypassed something that we can. I'm getting this breath. I'm getting this mermaid, the mer kingdom. Okay, the mer kingdom. There's this unlocking. Okay, and it's yes, there's still energies lurking. Look at our ancestors. It's like there's energies lurking, but why focus on that when our ancestors are here, when we have the water to nourish, okay? When we can travel between worlds. So gorgeous. Fuel. Another 10. And this is exactly what today is about, okay? But when I channeled this message, I got the 9 and the 1 plus 7, okay? So it was interesting. It's the mirrored image, the 19 and the 91. How can we see the reflection, okay? And how can we understand that we're going between worlds? This is what I'm seeing here. Okay. She's got her tail in the water. She's got her fairy wings. And this is really reminding me about the transformation, right? As we speak about Ariel, okay, we speak about that story. What's immediately coming back is it's not Charles Darwin, Dickinson, one of the authors who actually wrote the original. And what he talks about is how the mermaid actually transforms into a fairy, but it's a transition. It takes a couple of years, and it's really getting the wisdom of your voice, the wisdom of your ambition, okay? And making sure it's not just about thingamabobs, that it's more about the all, the greatest good for the all, okay? So the angels want to teach us a little something. Here's the number 13. How can we really study this spiral? This energy is coming in to really bring in this clarity. How can we be one in that balance? How can we see both perspectives, but go within as a detective to decide what's best for us? How can we cloak our energy? How can we preserve our crown? Okay. How can we, and there's many ways on here, writing, channeling, art form, okay? Any source of creation is brought in, okay? And this source of creation, it's like Sherlock Holmes here, right? And it's like as we get the source of creation, as he uses the feather, right? As he uses the feather. So the winged ones working with your angels, allowing you to bring in wisdom for yourself. And I'm getting not only for yourself, but also for others. You've been channeling. This is in that past. You've been channeling with your angels. You've been getting insights. It's caused you to create. Okay. And this has been providing that fuel to keep going as you've been in between the realms, right? And as I'm looking at this, as I'm looking at this, on the left-hand side, we have the angels. On the right-hand side, we have this Cupid. What's he holding? Oh, the violin. Sound. Okay. So it's like we're working with the angels and we're working with music. I know this is definitely what comes in for me. Okay. And this is Radusariel, and he talks about being one with the balance, allowing the energies to come in, and how that allows you to kind of receive that clarity. It's like detective work. In the present, wow, look at the difference. This is what's come in. Look at the difference. This is the receiver, and I'm feeling this is the action. This is the action. Okay, I feel movement. Definitely in the present, the Sacred Heart is coming in. The Emperor got a new groove. Yeah, he did. Let's read this card. I feel it's so relevant. There is so much in this card, you guys. Look at all of this. This is the shift. Okay, look at this. We just have to look at all of this together. This is in the same group. There's the thylacine, the number 38. Here's the 8, the ambition, which we talked about. And look at another 32. Okay, so that's a difference of 6. So we're integrating these energies. We align to this imagination. We align to this expansion in heart-centered ambition. And it's got us taking these moves. We're making these moves. We're creating this dance with the universe is what I'm feeling here. Okay? And the emperor's got a new groove. And what I'm getting is in the past, many emperors did the dance out of fear. Out of fear. Okay, as I see some of these sacred structures. But it's like, how can you do the dance based on love? Okay, this card is so beautiful, you guys. It really, really is. Okay, look at this dove coming in. This dove is coming in with this star power, all right? And this is on our left side. The star power, the cosmos, okay? The stars influencing the moves that you make. Again, we're getting this reptilian energy kind of crawling around. As I talk about the Sacred Heart, we're talking about safety, because the Sacred Heart reminds me of England, okay, with some of these stone structures here. But I want to get into this more because I know there's a message here. So in the past, we had number 13. I love this oracle because it shares a message. So here's the message from this guy, from Radusariel. Creativity. You are a creator. Don't allow doubts to hold you back. You are gifted in inspiration, and you can do it. All you have to do is start. Begin your creation today. Now we have number 32, okay, which happens to be Judiel. We're talking about leadership and endeavor here. Okay, I want to read a little bit more about this. His message is, I'm assisting you with your spiritual endeavor. You are a natural leader. Stay true to your integrity. The emperor is getting a new groove, and it affects everyone around them. Message. The angel of figureheads. Jahadushal's name means laudation of God, and he helps us to feel qualified to step into our own guiding and leadership roles. Like the image on this oracle, depicted as wearing a crown and carrying a 3-pronged whip, representing the divine authority of the Holy Trinity. He is linked with the Sacred Heart, helping us to recognize our own Christ consciousness so that we may live heaven on earth and teach others to do the same. Oh my God, I have goosebumps. If you are in a position of authority, ask Jehudushal to act with integrity at all times and acknowledge that power is the power of love, not the love of power. And this is what we've been talking about. The emperor gets a new groove. Cucus was all about the power of his empire, and he was willing to take out all the little people. I can't wait to watch this movie because I feel like there's some oracle in the Emperor's New Groove. My first recollection of the name judicial, I know I'm saying it wrong, judicial, was during a healing session I once had while on retreat in Isbia. After starting a new position at work, with my eyes closed, I felt a powerful angelic presence beside and clearly heard the name, oh, Yehudiel. There we go. And I had a vision of a golden crown being placed on my head. Are you the golden ones? The alchemists? I think so. Like the indigenous Rapa Nui Easter Island warrior on this card, this archangel is the patron of all who work in some field of endeavor. His crown symbolizes the reward of spiritual labors. As the advisor to all who hold positions of responsibility and authority, he watches over kings, queens, presidents, judges, and all other positions of power, ensuring that they remain true to God's work. He is also known as the bearer of God's merciful love. Wow. How can we make our ambition to hold on to our golden crown, our crown of alchemy, filled with the wisdom, not the wound? Do you see yourself as a leader? Whether you know it or not, everyone has the capacity to lead in some way, not least for guiding by example. We can take ownership of our capabilities. Are you holding yourself back in terms of skill you know you have or project with or a project you would love to complete? When you take the bull by the horns and embark your endeavor in spite of your fears or doubts about qualifications, you become the essence of Yehudiel and step into the divine persona of the Holy Master, my ascended masters in training. Wow. You are being so guided. You really, really are. So it's like, as we have this energy here, okay, as we've got this 6 and this 9 energy, 3, 6, 9. How can we be in our power? How can we receive and be unconditional in the steps that we take and get that clarity before we make decisions that's best for us without judgment, doing the best for all involved? This is what fuels your journey, okay? And at this present moment, what's being highlighted, what's the first thing that you see? It's different for all of us. The first thing I see is this abdominal area, the solar plexus, okay? Really stepping into that power. And it's like, as you dance with the universe, know that balance comes in so many forms, from your ancestry, from within, okay? And it's like, this is the structure. So beautiful. My book about wisdom has been learned from childhood wounds. Yeah. That is where wisdom comes from the wounds, right? But many choose to focus on the wound. And so what do we keep bringing in? If I put all my energy on this thorn in this thumb and my hand, I will only receive the pain of the wound over and over and over and over. But if I allow the mouse to come in, the squeaky little tiny mouse, as the lion I am, if I allow this mouse to come in and do something for me to remove and pluck that, now we can walk forward past the wound. This is what I'm feeling here. Yeah. So in the future, as all comes back to you in a new form, right? As universal law balances out. Maybe you've had your experiences, pretty heavy experiences. I know I have. But now it's time for the universe to balance out. It's time for things to come to you in a new form so that you can make those choices. I just have to say it. Sisters of Babylon is what I'm hearing. Okay? I resonate with this in so many ways. You have no idea. And here we go. We see that opalite coming forward, the pansy. There's that sunflower right on her skirt, really having her spark, really following her own, being in one with the structure, one with the choice. Okay? One with the choice. As we have the 28 in the future, collaboration with the imagination, collaboration with the myrrh kingdom, okay? The collaboration with the mermaid. And this is interesting as we're talking about the fairy, talking about the fae, and this animosity between these different groups. Really, and we're meant to see that we are one of the all. There is no separation. We are everything. So, how can we choose? How can we choose in our power? How can we choose what is best for us? How can we see things in a new way? Okay? Because the angels are saying that, we've got this hustle and bustle here. Look at this is the Mayan. Oh my gosh. This is like really bringing up so much that we've been talking about with my friends. Okay? So, look at here. We've got this Mayan, the slaughter, the sacrifices, okay, the victims of slaughter, and we see. I want to read this because I'm feeling Mayan, but it could be Aztec, and we see the cross that we bear. Yes, the cross that we bear, the walk that we do, how we do all these things, but it's like we do all these things following the light of our power that radiates. It's a reflection from our power. I was telling you that on the structure on the very top, okay, the structure that I create, I know I'm talking about me, but I mean, it's got purpose, is we take these attunements. For instance, yesterday, Opalite and Pansy came forward as part of a necklace. A necklace is a combination of 3 different crystal attunements. Actually, it's 6. 3 crystals, 3 plants. And what I want to tell you is when I created what I call the rainbow bridge, which really kind of really holds that energy around your crown, okay? It preserves that energy. It's like, yeah, those energies are there, but it's preserved. And what I was guided to do with my angels in this structure was it's all topped with sunflower and sunstone. So no matter where you're going, no matter which direction you're going, you're always following the light, meaning pulling the light in to allow any shadows to come to the surface. This is what is really talked about. I'm not saying ignore the shadow. We're bringing the light in to move it up. There's a quickening here, okay? And this in itself is another, as we have a new beginning, right? As we talk about closing one cycle and we align to another, all right? This is talking about another cycle to collaborate with that imagination, to give yourself the choices. Look at the number 14, to give yourself choices, okay? Another 10 there. So it's just really kind of talking about there is no finish line, my friends. It's just constant evolution. This is what the universal laws talk about, is that all comes into balance and all is about evolution. But there's a fulfillment coming for you, okay? It's time to bring some lightness back into your life and into your relationships. Put any difficult conversations aside. Excuse me, any difficult conversations or decisions aside for a while and enjoy time with your family and loved ones. Blessings of God. Look at these blessings coming in for you. And it's all about your temperature, okay? Like we're talking about that opalite and the pansy. It's all about that expansion of your passions. What's fueling the passion is what allows this expansiveness, okay? And it's like this is what's for you and this is what's going to surround you. These opal colors, I just love it so much. I'm getting really October here, okay? I really am getting October here because opal, I know I'm in October 9th, and opal is our birthstone, okay? So I'm really familiar with it. Blessings of God. She's an angel charged with bringing happiness to your family, overseeing matrimony and parenthood. Like the Guatemalan, I was off. Like the Guatemalan woman in this card, she is shown carrying a basket of bread and a staff of life to symbolize fertility and abundance. She helps us provide for ourselves and our children and find the right partner to have children with if we desire. She's here to strengthen all family and close relationships. She's also known as the angel of lightning, and I'm literally getting in my mind's eye, I'm seeing the Libra, and I know that it has to do with the eclipse. So there is energies, many blessings coming in with this eclipse. I really feel it. This is the lightning to that sacral area. This is really going to change things up. I feel it so strongly. So hang in there, my friends, okay? We're upon these energies. It is said that she'll grant blessings for the good deeds swiftly as she brings you success, especially in games of chance. She often seems depicted holding an ancient sacred book, which is said to contain the instructions for living a good life. The white rose is symbolic of her blessings. Where's the white rose? Okay, I don't see it. Of her blessings. Barachiel, I'm so sorry, I know I'm murdering these names. Barachiel is a lighthearted angel. She inspires laughter when you call upon her. She reminds us that despite the hardships of life, we can find the blessings everywhere. When we use sunstone and sunflower, we not only cleanse that which was, we actually follow and allow the growth. We stretch, right? Think of the advice of the sunflower to always see things in a new light. This is the fuel, okay? Now, we're not finished because the ancestors want to come in and they really want to talk about this structure, okay? So this is like the basis. This is the healing at hand. These are the energies, those of you from the ancestors. The ancestors are bringing in these energies. The ascended masters are bringing in these energies. The archangels are bringing in these energies. So you're going through challenges. You're claiming gifts. You're seeing things in a different light. You're going down to bring things up. You're working with the archangels. Why? Because you've been, well, first of all, most likely you're in the 5D, which is really letting you know while you're working with the archangels, you're soon to discover that the fragments of the archangels are really just fragments of you. Okay? So we've got this energy, this coming together, this Merkaba, okay? And it's like this form of this hourglass. But here we've got these structures on the outside, okay? Now, this is what I saw. This was all prompted from, again, working in collaboration with my friends. And it's all about, there's some medicine here, okay? There's some medicine to that sacral chakra, okay, divine feminines. There's medicine coming in on all four parts of your lower chakras. And that's what I'm going to talk about in just a moment. This has been part of my sacred. This is all talking about what I've seen and trying to bring it forward to you over these last couple years. There's that dolphin energy. Their structure is brought in with spirit. How can we focus on our breath? How can we not allow the fears to dictate the structure, rather find the breath, the love, the expansion? How can we dig deeper? How can we hold the vibration? How can we release all that doesn't serve us? Okay, that's what I'm getting here. How interesting. 654 is what I talk a lot in breathing. Breathe in for 6, hold for 5, breathe out for 4. And what I'm getting here, 6-5, aligning to the structure of the release, aligning to the release. The 14, to allow yourself to see things in a new light. And this 14, knowing that this is universal law, the universe is going out of its way to bring what? Choices to you. And this is specifically occurring to those who felt they had no choice. This is very specific, okay? Extremely specific. All right? So the turtle. Look at all this energy being brought in by spirit. Okay? The touchdown is coming. It's like, it's just like, and I'm hearing, it's so funny because I'm hearing shift happens. And I'm getting in that something that's like shift happens in transit. Like a plane is what I'm getting. Being transformed from one destination to another. How can you align to this energy, my friends? How can you collaborate with this healing? How can you be aggressive and allow yourself to take the actions? It's not enough just to receive. You've got to go forward. To go forward towards your destination, it's all about inspired action. Receive, take action. Receive, take action. This is the dance of the universe. This is how the emperor gets its new groove. This is how we get beyond the serpent, staying above the emotions and dancing with the universe. Gorgeous. I've got goosebumps. When we find ourselves in balance, when we collaborate with the one, when we see things with a different perspective, we can grasp onto that. We can grasp onto those energies. That's what's going on bottom here. How can we see things from a different light? Okay? How can we see things from a different perspective? My beautiful Lemurians, it is time for this structure of the one. It's time for this shift. It's time for you to follow your north. It's time for you to go down and to really grab that energy that gives you those choices to create this structure of the one. This is especially coming on the Egyptian timeline. So there's something for you to dig down there. Okay, on the Egyptian timeline, which is what comes in as the root chakra for me, this is what we're doing. We're doing the 4 directions now, the 4 lower, I'm not going to say the 4 lower, but this is what's coming up specifically in the Egyptian timeline, is to find your own song. Find your own song, okay? And this whitening here, okay, the crest, I'm hearing Aphrodite from Mamma Mia. There's this breakthrough, there's this energy, and it's this blowhole. It's like you're so close. I can feel it so much. This card talks about Lemuria. This talks about the ancients who walked on the land and the flood came and they went into the water and they just shape shifted, and they've been shape shifting all this time to come forward and bring this knowledge forward. Okay? So beautiful. Aphrodite, as I'm getting in my mind's eye, coming out of the water, the shell coming out of the water, opening it up. Aphrodite, the pearl, the renewal of who you are. And as I'm speaking about Aphrodite, I'm getting a message from Eros, okay, which is her like companion, her love, her mirror potentially, and he's the god of war, okay? But it's like we're not here to fight. We're here to renew, restructure, revitalize, refurbish, revisit, recalculate, recollaborate. Okay? All these re's are coming in. There's the mouse. The mouse is coming in the house of Lemuria. Okay? How can we see the truth? How can we scrutinize and see with the truth? How can we be like the field mouse is what I'm hearing. See things from a higher perspective. What's being shown here is that shell, and then here's that the dark feminine. Okay, here's the arrowhead, and I'm getting copper. I'm getting the snake, the copper. What are they called? Not the copper. Is it called the copper? Something about that snake oracle is coming up. The copperhead. Okay, the copperhead. It's like as I'm talking about that, it's like this is at the center point. You are magnetizing. Copper is a conduit. Thank you. You are a conduit. Okay. And so as you see things from a higher perspective, you bring in the healings for others. You're meant to be a healer. Okay. It's like, but this is at the center, the arrowhead. How can we kind of nip that in the bud? And how can we, really kind of tie those knots off and allow that to let go and to really pull the energy to bring the healing for others? This is what I'm feeling. Look at how this is connected to the tree. The pheasant. This is like a pheasant feather here. Okay. And the shell, how can we renew the dark feminine, the things that give us rise, the things that make us feel judged? Okay. The mouse often talks about feeling blinded. I'm hearing 3 blind mice. 3 blind mice, see how they run. And it's like, as we're talking about that, 3 blind mice see how they run. What's in that cornerstone is the crow, is the law. So it's like this crow is perched and this mouse is perched. It's just sitting right here in the corner, looking at each other. And there's value in both. How can we allow the abundance? How can we not see with the eyes of shadow, not feel like the one who is hunted, but instead see with our eyes of our imagination, knowing that we are both, knowing that we are all. That's what I'm feeling there. Okay. All right. We're going to go around here, down. We're going into Mu. And we've got the squirrel. Okay. And here we have, this might be the pheasant. Look at this. Double arrowheads. Okay. And the squirrel talks about a lot of, actually a lot about a lot. How can we collaborate with the integration is what pulls us to the abundance. How can we have faith? How can we surrender? How can we let go of the things that have brought us down before? You know, the squirrel energy talks a lot about being overzealous, doing too much, the mind getting in the way, because what happens a lot with the squirrel is they bury so many nuts. They're so good at what they do, their skill set, but it's like they overdo. Okay, and this is really kind of coming right here. It's like there's no need to overdo. There's no need to prove yourself. Okay, it's like these nuts, they're buried so that you can find them at a later time. It's like the squirrel, actually, this is what's coming up about that nut. That squirrel, it's like if we only focus on the nut, we don't even realize that we're at where we are. So it's like, where are you putting your focus in? Are you focusing in all the things that you have to do? Or do you just, like the sloth? I'm feeling the sloth come in. I am feeling that couscous come in. And it's not about being lazy, but it's about being calm. It's about letting things unfold. And the squirrel has a challenge with that because it's trying to control its environment. And Mu, the seat of our solar power, the seat of our divine masculine, but you know, of course, collaborated when we step in, make the choice to step into that queendom. Okay, it's about a choice stepping in, and it's about the collaboration of the two in balance. And so what I'm seeing here is like, let's not get too carried away with the nuts. How, you know, and that's actually coming through in a lot of different ways. And how can we allow spirit to come in to provide for us? How can we release and allow? How can we pull the energy rather than push ourselves to the brink of extinction? Because I'm getting, look at this cute little mouse, but I'm also getting in my mind's eye, as I'm looking at his tail, especially, I'm getting from Ice Age. I'm getting that mouse, which is just like, must have the nuts. Okay, must have the nuts. And it's like, must, you know, it's like, and it was just the pleasure of having the nut. And as we come back to the emperor getting its new groove, it's not all about what we can control. It's all about how we can allow, it's I don't want to say lose control, but it's like, it's all about how, if we allow, if we find this breath, catch our breath, look up, we'll see that we're being provided for. We'll see that we're being guided. And what's going to guide us is the magic, not the nuts, not the tangible, the intangible. So we're being, look up, collaborate with this integration process, collaborate and allow this squirrel to lead you, okay? Because the squirrel lives in the trees. It harbors in the tree. I'm feeling so much here and here. Okay, I really am. So there's this expansion coming into this crown because I'm feeling the tree again, up in the branches, but also in the foundation. So what's in your tree as I'm saying that? When you look at yourself as one of the all, you look at yourself as the tree. What's inhabiting your tree? Where are the knots? How are your roots? Are you growing? Because the fall is all about allowing the leaves to fall, right? As we're transitioning, we've just gone through this process. The tree, it does something every season. In the summer, it has this expansion of the trunk, okay? And this expansion of the trunk pulls in more nourishment as it has this expansion in the crown, right? And then it's like we just have to surrender and let everything fall as it may. And this is what I'm feeling is coming in. Wow, I'm just feeling so much energy right here. Okay, I'm feeling the heat again. Keep everything in perspective, okay? Because that lizard that the angels were teaching us about, that chameleon, is coming into its authenticity. It's really finding the balance with the integration to create the healing. It's closing that cycle. Okay, so if we go from Mu, we go back to Atlantis here. And we get to go full circle. I really feel it. I feel like for so many of you, like what this is all about, this whole thing, this entire message. Let's go back to the channeled message. Somewhere over the rainbow, dreams really do come true. So we're talking about visiting Oz. We're talking about that I feel we've been on a quest. And it's time to realize, it's time to click your heels, Dorothy, okay? And realize that that Oz is a wonderful place to be, but it's time, there's no place like home. The shelter of your home and how you can preserve your home, your family, and teach others to do the same. As I see the owl underneath, when we go into the Egyptian timeline and I look at these numbers, this is about coming into your mission. Okay? This is about following your north, coming into your mission. I feel the number 20. Okay? And the magic is really kind of allowing all the things that don't irritate you. Let go of the aggressions. Let go of the wounds. Allow the universe to come in your favor. As we move to Lemuria, it's like follow the steps. You are the mouse, you are the owl, and everything in between. How can we see all perspectives? Okay? The owl's not coming in to catch the mouse. Okay? It's like, how can we see the perspective of both? Of both. The mouse talks about being vigilant, being aware, using its whiskers to find its space. That's why it has whiskers, because it's kind of blinded. It can't really see that well. Okay? So as we are here, this is a 41. And as I'm saying 41, this is the shift, the structure of oneness, seeing all perspectives. As we come here to Mu, as we keep this in mind, there's a shift happening in our solar plexus, okay? And it's like we're coming in to grab it. We're learning it's not just about the nut. It's not just about the apex. It's not just about the climb. It's about the journey, right? It's about a shift occurring within us. This is the healing that's coming in for you on that solar plexus so that you can stop giving your power, so that you can really hold on to that power to see things from a different perspective and not just from yours. This is what I'm feeling here, okay? Not just from your perspective. Okay, and then we come here on the last one in the Atlantean timeline. The difference here I have to add is what? A 15. There's an integration going on, which totally makes sense. We're coming out of those emotions. We're going full circle. We're coming onto land. We're shifting into our star quality. We're letting go of that energy, the chameleon. It's like you've learned from shape shifting over and over and over and over. Okay? And so why is this all coming in? This is what's on bottom. This is what the allies are telling you. See with perspective. Why? Because you're meant for this abundance. You have everything you need. The hummingbird magic is here. Yes, you're working hard, and yes, it feels like you're not going to make it, but you have everything you need, and everything is being provided for. Oh, should have took a look at 144. This is really beautiful, you guys. I hope this resonates. I want to check in. I know this is kind of like, again, that word ambiguous. There's something still that feels incomplete here. Are we complete? Okay, I'm getting more complete. Is there something else that you want me to share? No. So allow these energies that we talked about today, allow them to just really kind of seep into your consciousness. Allow them, ooh, okay, I'm getting goosebumps. Allow everything that we've talked about today to seep into your consciousness, to really mull it over and just allow yourself to pull back and just think about it. Just let it wander. I'm hearing allow your thoughts to wander. See where they go. Pay attention, observe, right? Observe. You'll know when it's time to grasp. You'll know when it's time to grasp, and then you'll be on the move again. Mhm. So all the energies are talking about this time to really, I think what's really coming through in a big way, what the angels are reminding me in so many ways, for those of you that find yourself here, which will not be everybody, but those that find yourself here, you're tired. You're tired. You have been doing so much more than you know. And it's like, it's big, okay? Remember that the trees have a sacred structure, and the breath is what connects us to the earth. And it is the breath that keeps us here in the present. So even though we've talked about things that are going on other timelines, which were multi-dimensional, we feel the energies on other timelines. It's like we're really going to see the purpose of these timelines, okay? The purpose of the healing at hand for us and the shifts at hand to bring us into our mission and to be able to pray it forward, okay? And this is, you really, it's like we're so tired from the journey that we have to catch up, okay? It's like we've gotten on the red eye. We've gotten on the red eye. We've been seeing things from the view. I love this. Okay. So we started with the ancestors and we're going to end here. We've gotten on the red eye. We've seen things from a different perspective. And this is what gives us the energy and the sustenance to push on. It is the energy of the ancestors as we start with the ancestors and end with the ancestors. We start with the stories and then we end with the medicine. Okay? Because we've been on the red eye, we've been on a journey and we're exhausted. And so now we just need to kind of rest. You're being called to rest, my friends. Allow this to seep in. Take some time for tea. Take some time to linger, read a book, self-love. Okay? Anything else? Something else. Do you want to show me something? Who is this from? Archangel Raziel. Okay. We have one more message. One more message? Okay. He wants to show me something. I'm feeling that stomach. And I'm seeing a shift. I'm seeing a portal that's being closed, a series of portals. Oh, hold on a second. This is deeper than I thought. Hold on. Okay, there's a series of portals being closed. Are you showing me that there's a series of portals being closed? Is this Mother Earth that you're showing me? As happens for one, happens for all. Mother Earth is currently undergoing a Sacred Heart healing herself. And you've been brought here because, is it the 144? Yeah, because you're the army of God and you've been part of this process. The red eyes. We're rooting in something new. Okay. Is there more that you want to show me? No. So hang tight. There's an integration going on. Okay. All the children of the, I'm sorry, I'm channeling something. The children of the sun. You are the children of the sun. Oh, goosebumps, you guys. Thank you for all that you've done. Thank you for the vibrations that you've held. Thank you for the frequencies that you are emitting. Thank you for the renewal and the wisdom. And it's time to remember as much work as you've done, because you've done a lot. You've become accustomed to it. It's been a couple years is what I'm getting here. Yes, years. And it's like it's felt like one challenge after another, after another, after another, rebirth, recycle, renew. And it's like you've become so accustomed to it. And it's like you're being encouraged to now know that it's time to rest. Recovery is just as important. Allow your masculine energy to heal. It's like you've been moving so fast and that had purpose, right? And now it's time to pull back because that has so much purpose as well. And as we talked about that channeled message, somewhere over the rainbow, dreams really do come true. What we finished this oracle with, I know it's been a long one, is to really believe and to hold that frequency and that vibration. Click your heels and know, even as you go home, as you return home, that Oz is just, it's not a memory, it's a place within you. Okay? All right. So maybe watch The Emperor's Got a New Groove, is what I'm feeling here. Come back and join me. Oh my gosh, this is so much oracle today. I did not expect it to be this long. Did I go too long, angels? They're telling me no. Really had to process this, okay? We really had to assimilate this energy, okay? And we'll be back in a couple hours with the oracle of the lion, okay? You're very welcome. I hope this provided some guidance. Um, for me, it brings up a lot more questions, but only questions to get that clarity. So allow that crow, allow that balance to come back. Yeah, girl, come on. All right, Archangel Raziel and Archangel Sandalphon are with you. We will join you later. Allow the clarity and the oneness and the magic to lead you to the abundance that was always meant for you. We'll see you soon.